It all started on an unremarkable Tuesday. No fight, no dramatic outburst, just a strange quietness and then a single sentence. I just walked through the door after work, kicked off my shoes like always, and dropped my keys on the counter, their jingle breaking the silence. The fridge gave its usual hum, and the hallway still carried the soft trace of shampoo. She stood by the window, arms folded, eyes staring off at something I couldn't see. I asked, "Everything all right?" She turned, her voice even, her eyes hollow. "I don't want to do this anymore." I thought she was joking, even gave a nervous laugh, but her face stayed serious. No anger, no bitterness, just finished. And somehow, that hit harder than any shouting match ever could. I wanted to say something, anything, but looking at her, I knew there was nothing left to say. She wasn't trying to wound me. She just didn't feel a thing anymore. So, I did what I never imagined I'd do. I walked away, not to cool off, not just for the night. I walked away for good. No suitcase, no goodbye note. I grabbed my wallet, picked up my keys, got in the car, and drove until the lines on the road began to blur. I ended up in a small seaside town, 5 hours away. A quiet place, with sea salt in the air and more fishing boats than people. A place where nobody asks questions, and nobody cares why you're there. I rented a cramped room above a hardware store. Paid cash. Picked up odd jobs, fixing fences, patching roofs. Told everyone my name was Drew. That was all. Each morning before the sun came up, I'd walk along the docks with a cup of coffee in hand, zipped up tight against the chilly breeze. The gulls shrieked above, boats groaned against their ropes, and finally, inside my head there was quiet. People say disappearing like that is running away, but sometimes fading into background is the only way you can breathe again. Still, no matter how far I got, she was everywhere. In the scent of Earl Grey tea, in old songs drifting from dusty radios, in the way I'd instinctively reach for someone who wasn't there when I rolled over at night. She never called, not once, and somehow that silence stung worse than any farewell ever could. Months passed. Then, out of nowhere, my phone rang. Darren, an old friend, a friend we both knew. Hadn't heard his voice since I left. He sounded hesitant, like he hated what he had to say. "It's Isabel," he began. My chest clenched. "She's sick. Stage 1 cancer. They caught it early, but she's facing alone." Silence. Then came words I wasn't expecting. "I know it's probably not my place, man, but she doesn't have anyone else." I didn't reply. Next morning, I got in the car and drove. I didn't know what I'd say when I got there. Didn't know if she'd even open the door. But she did. She looked different. Thinner, worn out, but still her eyes went wide when she saw me. I said, "You don't have to say a word. I'm just here if you want someone around." She didn't answer. She just stepped aside. The house looked the same, but it felt like no one had really lived there for a long time. That night, I took the couch. She didn't offer the bed, and I wasn't expecting her to. In the morning, I made her tea exactly how she liked it. My hands remembered. Even if we didn't, she drank it quietly. And that's how it started. Small routines, silent gestures, no apologies, no talk about the future. Just now, her treatment began. Chemo, the bone-deep exhaustion, the nausea. I drove her to the appointments, sat through the endless waiting, cleaned the house when she couldn't, held her hair back, held her hand. Some nights, she cried in her sleep. Other nights, she didn't sleep at all. But I stayed, not for closure, not for some hidden hope, but because love doesn't vanish just because you do. 3 months in, we sat at the kitchen table. She finally broke the silence. "Why did you come back?" I paused, tempted to give her an easy answer, but I told her the truth. Because I still care even when you didn't. She didn't cry. She just nodded and reached across the table to touch my hand. It was a quiet moment, but everything shifted. The months that followed felt lighter. She started smiling again, even laughing. We watched old movies on the couch, took slow walks, her hand hooked through my arm. When she was too tired for screens, I read to her. Sometimes she'd fall asleep leaning against me. And we talked, really talked, for the first time in ages. We spoke about where it all fell apart, how we'd stopped hearing each other. She admitted she felt invisible, unheard, like she was disappearing right in front of me. I confessed I felt useless, like nothing I did ever seemed enough. It hurt, but it was honest. And sometimes pain is the only doorway to the truth. Then, one afternoon, the doctor smiled, glanced up from the papers. "You're clear," he said. That was it. No big announcement. Just a simple sentence. That meant everything. She collapsed into my arms, sobbing like a child. And I held her like I'd never let go again. She'd beaten cancer. But over those 5 months, we'd beaten something else. The distance, the pride, the silence. We didn't go back to what we had been. We started something real, not perfect, not effortless, but honest. And that changed everything.